years ago, and here we are on the opposite. I want the softest, most lactose, infused, juice bomb you got. And so we're just on the other end, and things are cyclical. They'll all come back.
Okay, so if you had to drink a hazy IPA here in Colorado, whose would you drink?
Oh, man. See, I also don't get out into the market that much to drink.
You are the market.
I am the market. That's the problem. Is I don't get. Also, living in the mountains, you are still kind of isolated out here. I mean, I've had the Vail Brewing Company right down the street from me. They do a great job with almost all their beers. And theirs is called Blur. It's delicious. I mean, I'm just going to shout out the local breweries here. Bonfire Brewing does Rope Drop Hazy IPA.
I haven't had much of Bonfire.
It's Rope Drop season 2. So if you're out there skiing and you want the rope to drop, you drink a hazy IPA from Bonfire on the chair. It just might happen. But yeah, I mean,
I feel like that's an inside joke.
Everybody's making one too. Everybody's making one. Some of the best ones come from California because they know what they're doing with all hops. And obviously the stuff from the East Coast where it all started is really, really good. But I mean, y'all are going to like this because you got music infused with everything here too. But one of my good friends told me one time the best thing about hazy IPAs, he said, hazy IPAs are like tropical house music. It's really easy to understand. It's quite enjoyable. And it doesn't really take a connoisseur to act like you love it.
I do like Trop House, and that kind of
I love
really
Tropical
knocks
House.
that
Speaking of our
right
Spotify year reviews, Tropical House was up there for me. I didn't even realize it. I was like, I just push it when I'm not paying attention.
Subliminally,
give me some Kygo now. Like it's like I need my daily dose of Kygo.
I do fuck with Kygo.
And so if you think about Tropical House and hazy IPAs, they're almost the exact same thing within their industries. Like Tropical House, it all kind of sounds the same. Hazy IPAs, they all pretty much taste the same. Unless one's really old or totally messed up, Same thing with Tropical House. I'm sure there's a lot of terrible Tropical House out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of shitty DJs everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of just like, it's easy to understand. I get accepted into this scene by, drinking a lot of these or listening to a lot of this. But it's all pretty enjoyable and everyone's happy. Everyone seems to be enjoying this. So let's keep this going. We should throw a Tropical House DJ party with just hazy IPAs.
Only hazies.
God, what a niche.
And not tell anyone, and then just see who shows up. Judge them.
A lot of people are going to show up for the Trop House, and then they're going to be like, fuck, all we have is shitty hazy IPAs.
Yep. Or they'll be so stoked about the beer selection. Yeah. So you guys have the best in town.
It's kind of like when they're like, oh yeah, pair this wine with this food, or pair this shitty DJ with this shitty hazy IPA. Or good DJ and good
Or
IPA.
good idea. Yeah, exactly. Or whatever.
Yeah.
We're all kind of the same.
We know Kygo's listening, so it's cool.
One thing I was thinking about when we were just talking about like different kind of styles and like East Coast, West Coast and stuff, but like, what's that one thing that Colorado has done well?
Colorado's been a blend of it all.
Yeah, we're a smorgasbord.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got the East Coast, West Coast influence. That's why I'm lucky to be selling beer in this state. Is I sell West Coast breweries, East Coast breweries, Belgian breweries, Colorado breweries.
It's crazy because you have some breweries out here that do one style, like Funkworks.
Correct.
Like they do saisons.
They do saisons and yeasty, funky sours and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I guess like you just don't see. I don't know. I like certain breweries that do certain things well and they stick to that. And now
it's like a barbecue person. They're like, I know how to cook brisket, so I'm going to stay in my lane, kind of thing.
That's true. You need to stay in your lane. Well, then that's what's going back to business practice. Eventually, it becomes unsustainable, and you can't get it done when you're trying to do something that you're really not. Maybe you don't like hazy IPAs or brewing hazy IPAs as a brewer, and that's what the market wants you to do to make money, and then you start doing it. You might be doing yourself a disservice and just get back to making these, the original business plan you had, which is probably to make just lagers but also you see breweries that have a business plan that's extremely focused where I'm only going to make, 13% barrel aged beers, and then 2 years in they're like, shit, I need to make an IPA.
Right.
I got to make a Pilsner, give me something I'll throw it out there.
So how we were talking about when you came out here, like, the craft beer scene was booming. I mean, it's still booming. Like Colorado, Denver opened up.
There's more
X
every
amount
day.
of breweries,
It's amazing.
But at the same time, like some of these breweries, like in 5 years from now in Denver, aren't going to be here.
And we've seen that.
So do they turn over? Does a brewery turn over as often or as regularly? Like they say, for every one restaurant that opens, 2 close. Is the brewery scene similar? Like, are they eating each other?
No, I think that breweries in particular have a little bit longer lifespan than restaurants, as far as like the average life goes, as you're talking about, because people will always go to a new brewery and try it. A couple times. You know, I didn't like that beer, but I'm going to go try another one or go try another one. People go have one bad, meal at a restaurant. They usually never go back and write on it on TripAdvisor.
Yeah, Yelp.
Yeah,
Fuck Yelp.
yeah.
Every
Yelp
Karen
sucks.
that has a keyboard is just
Yeah.
out there like, oh, I'm not a foodie, but my cheese dip was cold. Yeah. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
my waitress had
1 star, and that's all I'm carrying. I was here on vacation, had one meal, it was terrible, 1 star.
never going to return, even though I'm never coming back
Never
to Vail.
coming back to Vail, but, I felt it necessary to drop this dime on you.
Yeah, exactly.
Plus, there's not a whole lot of overhead in like brewery.
Is there not?
Like not as much as restaurant. You can pay a lot for equipment, but then like as long as you got a brewer and a couple people, like it's not nearly as intense as a restaurant.
Margins are higher?
It can be, and the best breweries are treated as restaurants. Actually,
But
it's and science labs, like a mix of a restaurant and a science lab. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it just comes back to eventually the market finds its niche and finds its commonplace where everything that's good makes money and everything that doesn't, and then that just does go away.
Yeah, they
Just
kind
like
of weed
everything
themselves
else.
out kind of thing.
Right.
We like to say water finds its level.
Yes, it does.
I don't know if that applies in this, but it's one of my favorite sayings, so I'm going to throw it in there. It's kind of like when in Rome. I don't know. When in Rome?
I've never heard that before. Water finds its level, unless there's a drain at the bottom.
Yes.
And then it just disappears.
That's a very good point. All right, so I don't even know where we're kind of just going on a bunch of random tangents, but that's pretty much what this
Yeah,
podcast
but so you
is.
always do wine. You do wine too.
Oh yeah, so a lot of good wine in the Vail area.
And and if somebody wants to follow your company's Instagram or reach out to you and find you, they can find you at Elite.
Yeah. At Elite Brands _Vail
Okay.
is what I do my own exploits on, and then my company has at Elite Brands.
Okay.
Simple.
Yeah.
And then mine's a little bit more specific to the Vail Valley. So if you like to ski and you like to see what kind of beers are being sold around Vail, what kind of wines are being sold, or spirits too, then at Elite Brands _Vail.
I like it. That was a good plug. I just want to make sure that, so for those that find, obviously John's very knowledgeable and knows what he's talking about, but he also can give you a little insight on where to grab maybe hard to release beers and things of that nature. So, All right, so let's talk a little bit about Vail. People that come up, a lot of our listeners are in the Colorado scene. Others are affluent people from around the country that probably vacation in your fine town here on the interstate. So let's talk a little bit. We like to do. It's usually called Denver's Dives, but we'll go with Vail this time since
Okay.
we are in fact. We'll do the Valley.
Yeah, ski town.
Yeah, ski town. And you can.
We're talking the Valley as a whole.
Yeah.
People in Edwards say they're in Vail. People in Vail say they're in Vail. It's the same thing.
Yeah, Eagle.
I live
all
in
of
Vail.
those.
It just keeps it easy. Like when I go home for Christmas, hey John, where do you live? Like I live in Minturn, but I'm not going to tell you because then I just have to spend 20 minutes explaining to you what
It's
that means.
25 miles.
No, just tell them. They say the word Vail, and then they tell me, oh, I can't believe you ski so much. Or they ask, oh, do you ski? That's my favorite.
Ski or board.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do we'll do Vail, but you can also incorporate Telluride for our 3 Southwest Colorado listeners as well.
And Durango too. I'm gonna throw that out there.
Yeah, so I've done Durango. It's a little methy down there.
Durango is not methy. Durango is the greatest. Durango is heaven, Mecca.
I like it. It was fun. We actually went down there for, it was during like a beer, like they had the main drag shut down. And
San Juan Brew Fest.
Yeah, we were down there for that.
Yeah. That's a great function.
Yeah, so for those that want to listen, go Google it. I don't fucking know. But it was a lot of fun. There was a lot of delicious beers. But you can incorporate that. We'll start with, we like to ask a lot the same questions, but we'll start with, where's your favorite happy hour?
Favorite happy hour?
And I'm going to guess, let's say wide variety of wines and beers.
Oh, man. See, I don't hit up a happy hour too much.
Why?
I don't know, man.
It's like one of our favorite things to do.
But it's ski
Let
season,
me think
so
of happy hours.
All right, fine. We'll call it Apri. Sorry, I forgot we were in the Vail Valley.
Après hour.
Is that how you say it? You don't pronounce the S, do you?
Après.
Yeah.
Après all day.
Kind of like Stone d'Appetit.
It's like rosé. It's rosé and après. They go together.
Well, there's no S at the end of rosé.
But you could put one there and no one would know a difference.
Then it would just be roses.
No, you could be outside.
Rosés?
Because yeah,
This is
rosé.
plural for rosé. Yeah.
Multiple roses.
Rosés all days. I don't know, man. I know there's that Mountain Lodge in Telluride has a $10 burger special, and the burger special is fire. Burger and fries $10. Beers are $3.
That is a
Mountain
good
Lodge in Telluride is the weirdest. It's not in town in Telluride. It's not in the center of Mountain Village. You got to kind of ski to it unless you're driving like out of the way. And they have the best happy hour.
All right.
Apres hour.
Yes,
What about
please, use
what
the
about
S.
Vail Valley?
Vail Valley.
Where's
I don't
your
know if Fall
post-
Line's doing
no.
this anymore, but Fall Line you can go order a house red. You get a $3 Kolsch out of it. if you walked it in fall line, but that was about 2 months ago. I don't know if there's always so much crazy stuff going on in this Vail Valley, menu changes and such. You never really know. I know that Elway's has a $5 wine special, après hour, red wine actually, red wine. I think there's a white wine too, but the red wine especially.
We don't drink white wine. We're not stay-at-home moms.
Stay-at-home moms. I drink a lot of white wine, Kip. Am I a stay-at-home mom?
I don't know. How many Xanax do you get? That's our second.
Not enough to be a stay-at-home mom. No, I mean, I know Elway's. Shout out Elway's in Vail Village. They've got they try to keep it a little bit funky, like maybe Spanish Rioja, maybe South African wine, something that's a little bit more off the beaten path, but still producing really nice juice for the price point and, hooking their consumer up with something nice. So, I think it's $5, $6 for, a glass of après hour from, I think it's 3 to 5, something like that.
So you don't always, obviously the Vail Village, you're going to get buried with I had a $19 burger today. That was probably like a 5 out of 10 for lunch. Yeah. And so but there are ways you can avoid the $14 glass of wine for your afternoon snack. You can find the $5 deals and things of that nature.
They do have $5 deals. There's a few of them. But you can find some things around the town. You gotta look though. It's the thing. You're never gonna walk by a shop and see a sign with a window that says
cheap wine.
Like come by here after skiing, we'll hook it up. That doesn't exist here.
You have to actually
for good reason. Yeah.
Well, that's why people tune into this podcast, because we give them great insight. Not only us because we're fucking geniuses, but our guests oftentimes bring some insight that's sometimes quality and sometimes not.
Right. There's a pho restaurant in Avon. If you're looking for the super down and out, there's a pho restaurant in Avon called Pho Bay. They have a sister restaurant in Georgetown with a sign on the highway. If you've ever driven eastbound on I-70 past Georgetown, you see Pho Bay. They have this restaurant in Avon. They do $3 craft drafts, all drafts, from 3 to 6. That might be the greatest deal you can get in the Vail Valley for good craft beer.
That's a good call. And so our listeners that are here in the Vail Valley, as well as the 4 that are in Southwest. You see how it grew from 3 to 4? It's because our listenership grows as the episode does. More people are going to tune in.
I see this ticker and it keeps going up. What's the deal?
It's like our followers.
It's a live viewer count. Okay.
It's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I make a joke or say the C word and the listenership drops back down. I haven't mentioned the strip club yet, so that's a bonus. All right, so we go happy hour, and then I think the next question we usually do is, you mentioned you had a girlfriend. Congrats on the sex.
Way to go.
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
Hoping
it happens soon.
Where's your date night?
Date night in Vail. I go to the Rose in Edwards. It's a great cocktail bar, small menu, but super well focused and extremely well executed. Very friendly, cozy. I'm a cozy guy. I love
like a little nook?
European restaurants are my favorite, where you can just find a nook and just hang out and not feel threatened or just like intently driven to spend money. So I love the cozy spots, and the Rose in Edwards is one of my favorites. For sure. It's right next to the Riverwalk Theater. It's in the Riverwalk development. So it's right next to the Riverwalk Theater. So there's dinner and a movie, Bang Bang.
That's great. Nice. You got a movie in there, too.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah,
there's no way you don't.
You can get dinner and a movie out of one park. You can park once, and then you get dinner and a movie.
You may even be able to touch a boob if you get it in the movie theater, depending on what movie.
Maybe.
Depending on the movie.
Yeah, I went to the Joker there last, and I don't know.
Yeah, that may not be a boob grabber.
I tried. It didn't work.
That and Schindler's List. They're not really high on the get laid in the movie theater list.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
All right, so that's a pretty good date night for those that are in the mountains. Let's see, we do that. We'll do Rent Week. So we are coming up. This episode actually just dropped in January, right after the New Year.
Okay.
So
all right.
Everyone had to pay rent. Everyone probably is licking their wounds.
Everybody had to spend New Year's Eve money, so you were tight.
Let's say you're trying to...
Super tight. Yeah. Your bills are super tight.
We're trying to... What's the cheapest... your cheap eats go to, and you can't say fast foods.
My cheap eats go to...
Is it Pho Bay again?
No, it'd actually be the rose salad, man. I eat the rose salad once a week at least.
What comes on the salad? Is this just like lettuce and veggies?
It's just lettuce, no dressing.
Just like a salad?
No, they got the whole thing. They got like dried cornbread croutons. You can add some protein if you want. They've got figs, goat cheese, mixed greens, onions, carrots. It's about all you need to be healthy.
And that does sound kind of European with the throwing a fig and a goat cheese.
Lunch
in
at Kirby Cosmos always has a great special. Kirby Cosmos, a barbecue joint in Minturn.
Okay.
Awesome place, independently run.
Is it pretty good BBQ?
Super cool vibes. It's you guys coming from Alabama and Mississippi, I think.
You're from North Carolina.
Yeah, from Texas and North Carolina. We've all got the barbecue down pretty good.
So it satisfies the need, but it doesn't.
It holds up. The itch.
It holds up. It scratches the itch, just what you need.
Yeah. Exactly. Until you get home and you can get
exactly.
a bite. then.
Yeah, Kirby's is always great with their food. It doesn't exactly remind me of Austin, Texas, but it's close enough, and it's closer than I've been. It's the top one